So, I'll be honest. Oh man, after like last Tuesday's stream, for some reason, I pretty much just started to get like a sore throat, and I felt it on Wednesday, and then this whole week I've just been feeling sick. So, we're just here to have some fun today. Not bad, but he can be more concise for sure. So, I feel like, what about, like, if you had to compare, just for curiosity's sake, like compare his feedback style to mine, like, I would say I end up talking quite a bit, but I do think that I focus on ideas that can help people out. It's like I just like talking. It's good for me to know too. Yeah, it was
SWB audio capture not registered.
Good vantage point of the week. It wasn't too great. Saturday was Saturday it wasn't good, but it wasn't horrible. Sunday I had to work a wedding. The robot voice is dictating something a little. It's like the sinuses are kind of clogged up a bit. Oh, that robot voice. I thought you meant my robot voice. There you go. I always forget about that thing. I have a robot voice today too. But that should be better now. No, we're gonna work our emotion into it eventually. I feel like I just need to sort of ease my way into it too. But yeah, like, was the person streaming feedback? Like, I don't know, when I go off on tangents, is that considered decent? Proud of myself. Meditate 45 minutes this morning while I was waiting for that dude. Put it on mute. It's a good way to strengthen your practice in the waiting line to get your song listened to. That's really good though, man. Nice work. I've not been, I don't know, my meditation practice has been interesting. I've just been like focusing on staying as present as possible these days in sort of all areas, but I do find my mind, I don't want to say my mind is wandering necessarily, because I think that I'm generally pretty good at staying focused. But I don't know, it's like I sit to meditate now and like I have a hard time doing it. Whether it be because of like tiredness or just sort of an incapacity to like, my mind has been very jumbled. I think as I'm sort of shifting things in my life, excuse me, it's been a little difficult to like really focus in on kind of like a specific aspect of meditation. Do maybe 30 minutes a month, pretty retired. Yeah. I mean, I would like to do more. I feel like there comes a certain point, like I've gotten past the point of really needing to like restrain a lot of my thoughts. I feel like now when I'm doing something, I can stay pretty present in the act of doing it. Like the way that I was thinking about it was that meditation is like doing reps with your mind. It's literally you're strengthening your brain, you're strengthening your mind. Because without meditation, the mind is very good at like jumping around from thing to thing. But then as you practice the act of focusing your mind towards something and just bringing it back to the breath, bring it back to the breath, bring it back to the breath, you're strengthening your capacity to just be aware of when your mind loses focus. And you're just getting better at bringing your focus back in. Like, I think that's like probably the simplest way for me to put meditation into terms. So it's like once you're strong, you know, once you've done enough reps at the gym, you're kind of just working to maintain your, you know, and maintenance can be done by like lifting a piano and doing basic work. You don't have to like put in the same sort of reps as you used to in order to generate the strength. You're just trying to maintain the level of strength that you've worked towards. That's sort of how I've come to understand it over the last while. I almost prefer when I'm tired, like your mind isn't zooming around or trying to shift off. Yeah, but then I just fall asleep. Then I'm just like, I put headphones in and my head goes back and then I'm in bed. So if I do that, then it tends not to really work out for me. Never fallen asleep meditating? I'm impressed. I've gotten into like a few pretty deep meditations, I would say. Nothing like, I've never like disappeared into far off lands and like, you know, astral traveled or whatever. But yeah, I've had a few moments where it's like, I sort of try and use it as like a visualization style as well, or technique. Like one sort of meditation practice for me, especially when I feel sort of like I'm struggling with things, is I'll basically just focus on visualizing and meditating into what, you know, a greater sense of my life feels like. It's like really connecting with my business and life is like grounded in what is the space that I'm holding, how does that feel? And that, I guess, just helps me register and identify the gap that exists between where I am and where I desire to be. And that's sort of a deepening practice for me. Very hard for me to fall asleep in general. Dang, dude. Even on retreat, I was sleeping 2 hours a night, tired as AF, meditating all day, and I never nodded off. I don't know how you did that. I value my rest deeply. I need my sleep. Especially when I'm sick at the moment. Right now, sleep is important. Sounds very Western. You mean like the visualization style of meditating? I should remember like 10 people, one guy snored every night. Oops. Yeah, that sucks. Was it like no, it wouldn't have been a Vipassana, because those, I think you're like isolated the whole time. Everyone from your room left except you and him. Oh, it was Vipassana. There you go. They do those out in Australia too. They do them everywhere, I guess. I know my brother did it quite some years ago. I remember when he did it, and like me and my family, we all thought he was like crazy for doing meditation. This was like sort of before meditation broke into the Western world. He was obviously ahead of the curve. But yeah, I just remember being like, what's wrong with him? Yeah, it was a shit one though. Can't recommend. Goenka Vipassana. I don't know. For me, I've never really heard good experiences about Vipassana. It's not something that I really want to experience for myself personally. Unless like my whole life was sorted out and I had like 10 days to shut everything off and not think about anything, I feel like I would just end up being really stressed and really frustrated. Like I would need to have that time booked out for the intention of like some sort of inner work and transformation. But like if I were to go and do that next week, I would be so frustrated probably. Maybe it's exactly what I need right now, but at the same time, I don't know about that. It's so broad though. Vipassana is incredible, broad though. You mean doing a retreat? No, not necessarily. I think just like anything that's anything that would mean shutting off electronics and disconnecting from the world. So yeah, I guess a retreat. But concentration. There are two categories, concentration and insight. Samatha and Vipassana. Explain. I don't know much on it. I just know when I think of Vipassana, I think of like meditation retreat of, trying to, I guess, sit and meditate and get insight of some sort. Just meaning, that's how broad it is. Yeah, I don't know enough about it. I mean, I guess retreats. Okay, I think I'm kind of putting the pieces together in my mind. Retreats, I think of like, gaining insight on the self and like doing different styles of like breath works or whatever people want to run at their retreat, and seeing other parts of the world, or kind of treating it as a connective escape in order to reconnect with aspects of self that have been lost, versus I guess Vipassana is like all concentration based, where you're trying to basically just concentrate on being present and focusing and meditating. I just feel like I'd get so tired of it. I would never do another retreat, probably. Interesting. Vipassana is basically any meditation that is meant to give you insight into the nature of reality or yourself. Huh. Meant to give you insight. Samatha is a practice that generates concentration and good feelings, if I'm saying that right. Samantha is a practice that generates concentration and good feelings. I mean, I feel like even doing a Vipassana retreat, or if that's what they call them, like, you can't expect that anyone will get something out of it. I think it's very hard to assume that just because you go to an 8-day meditation retreat that you're gonna get something out of it, especially if you're struggling in the first place. I don't know, I feel like there needs to be some element of guided leadership, because from what I understand of Vipassana as well, it's also like nobody's talking and everyone's just like meditating. But first, remove the association with the retreat. It's not needed. Okay. For Vipassana, it's a practice anyone can do. Got it. Okay. Gotcha. Interesting. Didn't know that. I just always assume that when I hear the word Vipassana, I think of the retreats. So good to know that they're not exactly correlated. Boo, 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 boo. You can meditate on what are called the 3 marks. Okay. Go on. One of them is the idea that everything changes. That is a constant. Yeah. Change is constant, for sure. It'd be really awkward if your messages just stop coming in and then I'm just sitting here in silence. Or impermanent. Basically the same concept. Sure. Yeah. Impermanence. So you meditate while you notice how everything is changing and impermanent. Right. Okay. That's number 1. And that gives you insight. Right. That makes sense. What's mark number 2? And I'm assuming it's not one of the marks that I went to high school with. How many marks did I go to high school with? I actually think there was only 1 in my class. Is that right? There's a lot of Michaels. There's a lot of Michaels in my class. Only one Mark. Yeah. And that knowledge becomes more ingrained on not just the intellectual level on which everyone knows that everything... Wait, what? And that knowledge becomes more ingrained on not just the intellectual level. I don't know if that's a sentence. And that knowledge becomes more ingrained on not just the intellectual level, in which everyone knows that everything changes. If you meditate on impermanence. Right, yeah. Of course, you know everything is impermanent. Yeah. Okay. I understand at this point that the first one's impermanence. But that is an intellectual understanding, and you need to get it deep in you. Right, okay. So it's about integrating the understanding of impermanence as an aspect of self. And even that the self is impermanent and that the self is always changing. More awareness of impermanence. Okay, cool. Mark number 1. Impermanence. Got it. If I have to stand up to grab my spray, it's because I can't breathe. But I don't know where it is. Might be in the bathroom. Another mark is the classic life is suffering, although I think that's a poor translation. Unsatisfying is more accurate. Interesting. I mean, the whole life is suffering thing is a very Buddhist ideology. All life is suffering. And it's about turning suffering into beauty. And everything you experience is ultimately unsatisfying due to the first mark because they are impermanent. And everything you experience is ultimately unsatisfying due to the first mark. So because things are impermanent, life is unsatisfying? I don't know if I agree with that. But I don't know if it's up for me to agree with. I also just don't think I understand it fully yet. So maybe I will. I don't know if I necessarily like the idea of like life is suffering. I think life is hard work. I think what makes life such a valuable tool for growth is the pain that tends to come from our experiences of it. But, you know, we grow through what we go through. I like to take my my struggles and experiences and make the most of it. Google dukkha, see what they said about it. Let's see. It's a recipe for a seasoning blend. You sure we got the right thing? And perhaps spelled it wrong. I think so. There you go. duhkha. Commonly translated as suffering, pain, or unhappiness is an important concept in Buddhism, Jainism, and Hinduism. Its meaning depends on the context. It may refer to more specifically to the unsatisfactoriness or unease of mundane life, not being at ease when driven by craving or grasping, and is ignorance. also a concept in here with the nature of life. It's the unpleasant suffering, pain, sorrow, distress, grief. Body's diverse aspects of unpleasant human experiences. Often understood as the opposite of sukha, meaning happiness, comfort, or ease. One of the 3 marks of existence. Aversion to, so it's divided in 3 categories. Aversion to physical suffering. This includes the physical and mental sufferings of birth, aging, illness, dying, distress due to what is not desirable. The frustration of disappearing happiness. Pleasant or happy experiences changing. Of the wikis on these, they're so technical. Yeah, people really get into it. So the duck of pleasant or happy experiences changing to unpleasant when the cause and condition that produce pleasant experiences cease, right? And the third, the unsatisfactoriness of changing and impermanent things, the incapability of conditioned things to give us lasting happiness. So what it's saying in the sense of impermanence is that illness, dying, change, and all these things are not desirable. Happiness leaving is not desirable. And that, I don't know. I don't know if I agree with the idea that we can't learn to appreciate it at the very least. How life in this mundane world is regarded to be dukkha, starting with samsara, the ongoing process of death and rebirth itself. Not getting what is wanted, nothing to do with appreciation. Just the fact that they disappear, sure. This is from the teachings on the Four Noble Truths. Okay. So it's dealing with without a lasting essence is the third one. So it's dealing with the unsatisfactoriness of I don't know. I'm satisfied with aging. This is interesting. I need to explore it more because I feel like this piece of it at least is going a little further than my current understanding. And then the last is no self. That no unchanging permanent self or essence can be found in any phenomenon. I think we talked about this a while ago as well. So if you're meditating, maybe you feel good for a minute, then it fades. You can then notice that it was impermanent. The fact that it disappears means that it did not satisfy you, right? Okay, so we're constantly chasing the feeling, not chasing, but like working towards the feeling of being satisfied, but we never actually feel fully satisfied because we're always trying to improve. Okay, I'm starting to like get it. I wonder if that changes come like old age, where you can reach a point in your life where you are satisfied with your achievements and what you've accomplished. I wonder. Obviously, I'm not at that age in my life, but we'll continue to document the journey. What if you experience anger or sadness? Like at the end of life or just in general? We definitely will experience anger and sadness. when you're old? I mean, do you expect to have a perfect mind? No. I think I'd assume that there would be a part of me that would be sad of the end of a journey, but also appreciative of what I got to experience during it. That is negative affliction, negative emotion, the unsatisfying part of life. I don't know if I would attribute unsatisfying to that, because I think there can be like a satisfaction in getting to experience the whole range of emotions, if you know what I mean. I can understand it being the so-called like negative or darker side of exposure of emotion. So you want to experience negative emotion. To a certain degree, yeah. I think if I only experienced happiness, then I wouldn't know where I needed to grow, because I think anger is what creates growth. I think anger is a feeling that tends to create fire, which from that fire tends to create forward momentum. So anger gives you clarity. I don't think anger necessarily gives me clarity, but I think anger forces me to take action. I would say clarity comes from clarity tends to come more from, no, it can come from all places. I was going to say sadness, but I think you can also experience clarity through happiness and other emotions as well. Like, let's say you're going through, just for example, a bad breakup, and somebody shows you their true colors. You're going to be really sad, but you're going to get to see the person for who they are, or at the very least for how they've treated you. And from there, you'll gain a sense of clarity, which could then generate a sense of anger inside of you for putting up with it for as long as you did, which could then force you to make an inner change and no longer put up with that in your life. Right? So it's like a culmination of all these different emotions, where first you're sad, then you're angry. It's kind of like the stages of grief as well. But from those stages, you then create change. And you have to process all the emotions in order to reach the end of something, or at the very least to start the wheel again. That's kind of, I guess, where the wheel of samsara and birth and rebirth comes in. And like birth and rebirth is a constant as well in its own sense as well. I don't think negative emotion is ever necessary. Yeah, there's probably truth to that. You can definitely be, there's the flip side of it, where you can see how somebody treats you, and then you can be happy that they showed you that, and you can experience life as a happy, but you can have a happy outlook on everything. Our huts are said to not experience negative emotions, probably because of the understanding of non-permanence to such a deep degree, and the ability to, like, when something comes up, they already understand how impermanent it is to its deepest core, so that way they don't feel the need to go through the whole experience of it. Maybe. I mean, it's interesting. Would I like to be experiencing less negative emotion, so to speak? Maybe at some point in my life. For me, I think like anger is a tool for me to drive myself forward. But would I like to not have to need anger in order to just continue to move forward and be rightly oriented? Yeah, I think so. I think just being able to wake up in the morning and feel motivated and driven towards my direction without having to use some sort of exterior motivation would be great. Yeah, I mean, it's not necessary to do this, but I've heard of monks that spend half their life on silent retreat, right? Imagine the clarity of that mind. There would be almost no unintended thoughts, and they would have such deep insight on all these advanced concepts. Oh, yeah. I mean, look, when you remove the struggles and pains of what 99.9% of the population are dealing with, which are all basically just man-made struggles. Like, we really have just created our own struggle. Then, yeah, the amount of clarity that you could get would be unreal, because you are isolated from what is considered to be the human experience, and you get to define the human experience for yourself. Yeah, I always sort of wonder or imagine the feeling of what that would be like. And I think I actually kind of had it. I remember when I did sort of like a 48, 72 hour retreat by myself to the Sunshine Coast. And I turned my phone off, and I remember coming back to civilization, and I just felt like so fresh. And I remember people looking at me like I was weird and like I was an alien. I was like, nah, I'm just feeling good after that experience. People like, I remember I was walking around and I heard somebody whisper like, oh, all these tourists coming through here. I'm like, nope, just, I was born and raised here and I'm walking to my house. Just feeling good. The Buddha says that dukkha is a problem and gives a solution. Those guys have solved it. A lot of them would have no negative emotion, I would bet. I'd love to learn from one of them, and maybe I will at some point. That's, the way I see it is that even if I can just show up for weekly streams, I want to document, in a sense, the journey of growth. And I want to create like a safe container for self-growth and self-discovery for anyone who's interested in joining along as well. So with that in mind, you know, as we grow, maybe one day we'll get to be a community of arhats. A whole bunch of people who are living enlightened lives. I know of one Western arhat, he's really chill, not IRL. I think I remember you sharing him with me. And I think I've seen some of his videos, like that Daniel guy. Am I right? Yeah, Daniel Ingram. Yeah. Yeah, I watched some of his stuff. He was interesting. Not that Daniel Ingram. Integrated Daniel. He wrote a Beast book. It's all online for free. Is this it? Yeah, Daniel and Ingram. MCTB. Is it here? Yeah, MCTB. Well, just gotta work with it and study it more. Holy. mctb.org. How big is this book? 570 pages isn't actually that bad. Use the website, not the PDF. An unusually hardcore Dharma book. Ooh, there's an audiobook on SoundCloud.
Mastering the Core Teachings of the Buddha, an unusually hardcore Dharma book, revised and expanded edition by the Arahant Daniel M. Ingram. Narrated by Jameson Walker.
Look at this. Right. What's the difference? Still the same thing?
Dedication. This book is dedicated to the memory of the late Bill Hamilton. His relentless dedication to the cultivation and promotion of wisdom, despite all the consequences, made him a truly great teacher.
To navigate. I see.
Preface to the second edition.
Maybe easier for you. I kind of like listening to my books, because I find when I have to read them, I tend to lose focus pretty quickly. Actually, no, that's not true. I just like having something that I can listen to while I'm driving or while I'm doing other things. So, I'm happy to know that he's got this audiobook here. I might just have to listen. Holy. Yeah, I think it seems like it's the whole book. Cool. All right, I got a project. The psychological models, God models, unity models. What are the God models? People don't take them far enough, because if they did, they'd be able to get into something great. So they could get there just as easily without them. With God-based traditions. Oh, I see. Those places where God is not. These tend to be people who believe in a limited, abstract God. Right. There was another interesting book that I was reading a while ago that I feel like you would like. I don't know my phone. Yeah, I've heard of Christian mystics realizing no self. I mean, that makes sense in the sense that, like, all these truths are sort of hidden in the midst of all of the different traditions. It's just kind of like, are you willing to go deep enough? Library. The Mysticism of Sound and Music. Excuse me. Yeah, oops. This book. What the heck is it? I don't think that's it. Sufi teachings. I mean, maybe that is it. Yeah, no, this is what it looks like. But it might be Hazrat Inayat Khan. Oh yeah, it's the same thing. Yeah, this is an interesting book. One piece of it that I really like, or that I found really interesting, was how it talks about Western versus Eastern music. And it says how in Western music, because everything tends to be very performed, or at the very least calculated and routine oriented, it's like no longer music, it's performance, it's a job, it's not art, it's just a recreation of something that's already been made. Versus in Eastern, it's very much like the concept is that every performance is different, because it's always just a channeling and a grounding of whatever's happening in the moment, which makes it art and creation, versus just, stepping on stage and doing the same thing over and over again. Which is a really interesting outlook on creative expression and what music has become in a lot of the Western world. In the practice of selling tickets to a show and having a set show and a set list. Yeah, I hate Western classical for that. Yeah. Yeah, it's interesting. It's not something that I necessarily... I mean, it's something that I think I can understand when I hear it spoken of. It's just not something that I would have thought of for a long time. The fact so many kids get taught classically and never improvise, yeah. The capacity to improvise is... I mean, I think I don't necessarily want to say lucky that I did jazz band, but definitely doing jazz band and being exposed to improvisation has helped me a lot in the musical journey. But yeah, I mean, the other plan for today as well, they just released Logic 11. So on the note of music, I'm curious to see what's happening with it. Got the keyboard up. I know they added some new plugins, but I don't know where they got put. There's this violinist, Ray Chen. He's a beast. One of the best alive. I heard him say in a video that he can't improvise, and I was just like, man, that's the saddest thing ever. Because there's a lot of very technical artists out there. Musicians, I should say. I remember, like, when I was in high school, I think if you actually force people to try and improvise, they'd be able to do it. I just think that they don't believe they can. Because it's not like improvising is actually that hard. Like, this is all improvisation. And it can sound however you want it to sound. Yeah, there was a kid in my high school who, like, in grade 10, he could play Flight of the Bumblebee by memory on the flute. But I think if you actually got him to, like, sit and play something, like, with what the word play actually means at its core, in a inner child sort of way, I don't know if he would be able to. Because he was great when it came to the practice and sitting down and actually doing that sort of work. Well, I'm scared that if I do this, it's going to break something. I know what it is. Oh. I'm going to do it after. But yeah, my school sort of was really good at breeding students who were, like, really good at being practice musicians, but didn't necessarily have the capacity to, like, just sit and play. My friend got grade A piano, hadn't played in years, but when we were jamming a 3-chord song, all white keys, he was really struggling. That's interesting. That's, I don't know. I mean, it's kind of like public speaking in the sense of, like, you do have to build it up and you do have to try over time and be in scenarios and environments where you have to actually practice it. But see? Shower real quick. Okay. By the time you come back, I'm going to have something ballin' happening here. We'll see what we can do with it. Let's try that. Wait, I need it to be on. been a while since I've just played around with Logic, so nice to be doing it. Let's try that. Oops. Woo. Whoop. Didn't mean to do that. I feel like there comes a point you just have to do stuff. Let's see. I want to try and play with something that I haven't in the past. I think these are new. Some horns. It sounds too melodic. Or what if I just focus on using sounds? I just want weird sounds. Like that. Is it annoying? Maybe. But does it match the element of weirdness that I'm going for? Actually, I think we do it every two. Just so it doesn't intrude. And then I actually think if we take the top off of it, just so it's not so piercing. want something on the one. So I want something that's... I mean, it's also a question of, like, when is too much, you know? Turning off the metronome kind of helps sometimes. What about some Hattie type of thing? Oops. Can I join? I want to join it together. Move, convert, no. Edit. I thought it was Command J. Tempo, MIDI, transform, automation, convert, bounce, and J. Yeah, it is Command J. Jeez. I mean, the kick comes through pretty strong, but that's fine. We're working on it. I kind of want like a wolf sound. But like a melodic one. You know what I'm saying? Wolf howl. They've got wolf howls apparently. If it downloads. The other option is I can go into my hard drive and see. Oops, that's not a word. Yeah, cool. Let's see how that goes. Okay, wait. Something like that. Let's throw some verb. Right. Okay, what does it need? I don't know. Kind of like a cracking noise. This is gonna be loud. Well, that's kind of cool though. Oh, don't break anything. Holy, yeah. take some of my own advice here and throw random sounds and make something unique. I don't know if I actually like that one. Put a minor 9 pad on this. What does that mean? I don't know if I think they're too similar, so it doesn't sound different enough. Give me the notes, Dom. Minor 9 chord, but like what? What notes? I think we slap a delay on there. It might be kind of cool. Lowest to highest. Okay. I need to take some of the noise out of this. There you go. Okay. Synth pad. Let's go to Omni. I'm just praying nothing crashes. AGBC? AGBC? Are you sure? Like that? Am I playing it right? So like going A, like, do you mean play like G, A, B, C? I'm confused. Do you mean like go G, A, B, go down an octave, okay. Had to refresh, no problem. I'm still confused by what you mean though. Like if you had to capitalize the notes of the piano, I'll let you explain it to me while I contemplate what else to add here. Oh. That's your go-to chord. A. That's a big spread. Just like that? Like it's like a undertone at the same time as the one? There. Okay. Whatever I want to do. All right. want something that matches sort of the spooky vibe of what's happening. Genre, type, vibrato, nostalgia, epic, digital. That sounds better. I like the rise, which I mean I could just add to it any sort of attack. If I were to just like okay, let's just record it and then we'll try it after with stuff. Yeah, I think it's just on the 1 and the 9. Okay. We'll mess around with it. Oh. Thanks, Logic. Oops. It's interesting. It's not a chord that I'm used to using. What's going on with my quantize here? 16th note. Give me the quarter. It's a guitar chord. Interesting. Oops. Oh. I think Logic just crashed. Unless I just accidentally closed it. Okay. This might break everything. Ready to find out? We're going to find out in a second. Decide later. Does it break everything? Can I? Wait, what? Usually there's an auto load feature. Please don't tell me I just lost the whole session. Wow. Did it just crash again? No. Recent? Brutal. I can make it again. From Omni? Maybe. Usually Logic has an auto save feature. Demos. So okay, honestly I can make it again. What do they have in here now? Take a day trip, Manzana, spatial audio. I've only lost one beat like that. Using Ableton. They almost always do have the thing. How do I mean, I don't actually think it would take me that long to remake. Okay, wait. Screw it. Wasn't meant to be. One more. One of my plugins was corrupted and would crash Ableton whenever I open the file, so I just couldn't get it back. Oof, that sucks. Yeah, that's the first time where Logic has done it to me and hasn't offered me GABC. Wait, AGBC. Yeah, Logic is usually good with offering me the recovered. It's root flat 7 9 flat 3. Root flat 7 9. Yeah. Flat 3. Yeah, that was actually an interesting learning moment for me to realize that the 2. So like if we're doing a C major chord, I don't know what the best way to visualize. If we're doing the C major chord, then the 9 is just adding the note right next to your root. And I didn't realize that, but it's really simple when you think about it. And it's a nice chord as well. My favorite minor chords have that tension with 9 and flat 3. Adding in the minor tension, either right next to each other or with the flat 3 on bottom and the 9 on top. Like that sort of a thing, which gives a major 7 between them. The theory very quickly complicates itself with me. I need to find ways to break it down. Major 7, very tense, same with the semitone. Having the tension between the 9 and flat 3, it gives really interesting chords. It just has to blend well. Because they're technically right next to each other. Right. What does it say there? E flat number 3 flat. E flat number 3 major 7. I just like pressing notes and seeing what happens. I don't know what's resolving where. I'm just playing it. You can upload in, but by changing the octave or adding certain notes. Yeah, that makes sense. How's it go again? Coming up with my own version of Willy Wonka. Okay, let's see what happens here. Now make my own version of Justin Bieber's Lonely. Isn't that the chords? Pretty sure those are the chords. I don't care enough to look into it, but all right, let's do one more here for fun. The little keyboard on screen so annoying. It's because I keep going up on the octave. It only keeps so much of what I'm playing. I wish there was a way to actually expand it out, but I can't. If I were to go down the octave, see? Oh, no, just kidding. I have to go down the octave here. I just have to make sure that I'm playing in the range. We'll do our best. Okay. What are we starting with? There's other apps for it, but that's a track. Yeah, no, I'm not worrying about that right now. Let's create a symphony. I'm finding myself, I don't know why, I feel like I'm just sort of bored of traditional sounding things. I want stuff that sounds weird. Not like that. What do you got for me? I just feel like you can find a traditional... Ooh. That's kind of got like a... If I have some sort of delay going for that. So I was just having some random drums to start writing. Yeah, I feel like having a drum pattern helps to start, get things going. But wait, this is if we speed it up. Why is it going down? Oh, you know what it reminds me of? It reminds me of happens when you delay time. Got it. What it reminds me of is the XX a little bit. Okay, screw it. Let's try it. See what happens. Am I so in tune with it that I don't even need a metronome? Nah, I need a metronome. Not crazy about it. Not against it, though. Okay, fine. Now we'll try drums. Maybe a cool bass if I pitch it. Okay, wait, let's try it this way. Yeah? Not bad. What if I try it without the delay over top? So that way, oops. That way I can do it by itself. Excuse me. Let me transpose you. I think where the problem resides in it is that it's got a little too much bleed. and thus, I mean, if I add a gate to it, noise gate, would that be the way to do it? No, I don't know. I'm not crazy about it. It might just be doing too much. Okay, wait. Let's try that. Why not? It's almost like when you use something designed to be a bass as a bass. It sort of comes out sounding nicer. Funny how that works, right? Don't mind my poor timing. Although I do think we need a second one at the end there. But it should be something different. Or even just the layer. Oops. Oops. I guess I'll plug it in automatically. Oops. We already lost one. We don't need to lose another. Layer clap. Even if this is something different, I'm not a huge fan of that sound. Not a huge fan of that either. That's better. I kind of like that wolf noise that I used before, and I kind of want to throw it in there again. But maybe something different. I feel like if I go right back to the wolf, then I'm just doing the same idea. Sounds like almost a trap snare. A little bit. I can hear that. We want more just like gibberish. Do I have anything gibberish? If I just write male. I don't want footsteps.
Double shifts. He's already got.
No. So many footsteps. From all those audio days. I have no idea what that is. Okay. Different idea. We try word speaking. Hilarious. Okay. What the heck is this? up my library game. Okay, we need to just add something in here because it's getting boring. Okay. I've seen some of the new Logic stuff, but I don't really know where it is. AI piano and bass singer. Yeah, like I downloaded it. I think that's what's waiting for me to like the Essential Sessions Player's Sound Library. Where is it? Drum Machine Designer? No. This is the new Logic, so. What if? Let's try your chord again. No. It needs something to bring it to life. It's lacking life. Make it a little longer, just that we're not limited. I want something like human, but not a song. What is this? A clap. Cool. Let me know if you're getting tired of this repeating. Because I am. Okay, let's find something. Let's see, where's new Logic features? Excuse me. Is it like, oh, I think what it probably is like a session player. Yeah. Keyboard player. Oh, I have to download it. There you go. But I have to finish the download. Okay, here we go. Install. I'm almost sure. Oh, there you go. See if it's any good. Yeah. Give it a second to load up here. Well, Dom, always nice hanging out with you, my dude. That sounds pretty cool. Let's see what happens. Just while it's downloading. Wait, those... Yeah, it's already made MIDI. It just doesn't have the sound yet. So... We'll see what we can do. I don't think so. It's got the piano in there. I think it needs whatever the sound library is for it to be downloaded. Because I'm assuming right now it's trying to play on an instrument that I don't have. Maybe if I change the piano? Yeah, no, I think I just need to let it download. Oh man, it's slowing me down here. Do I have that many things running? I don't think so. How's that? Pretty jokes? Holy, it's downloading a lot at the moment. Nice, bro. I mean, look, I'm not a huge fan of the sound, but that's what we can mess around with that. Something dreamier. Yeah. Now I feel like yeah, that's cool. But now that everything else around it is way too much. Like, that sounds nice by itself. Been on an ambient kick the last couple days, gonna do an album. I mean, I guess that's one of those things that you can kind of just sit and do off the top. And it says like ambient, you can kind of just sit and let it flow for like an hour, and that can be an ambient album. There's still work that has to go into it, but you're not really putting as much time and energy into like writing songs in the same way. I wouldn't think, at least. Maybe I'm wrong. I think that sounds pretty. It's not crazy hard. Yeah. the samples. That helps too. I feel like that note sounds off now for some reason. Holy, this download is really destroying my CPU. Oh, I think it's done. Yeah, everything's There you go. Okay. Let's try this one more time. Drummer. That's cool. 2 hours for a 3-minute ambient song. Yeah. Sounds about right. I mean, it's pretty decent. I think it basically just does the same thing as what it used to do. So I don't really know what's different. Don't know if they changed this one. I mean, it definitely looks different. They added the other two? Oh, got it. Alright, let's hear. I mean, I don't think it'll ever really match a player. Kind of cool how you can slide it along here and get it to pick. Fifth. Yeah, it's decent. I mean, I don't know if I would use it, at least in this context. I feel like I can find something. Try the bass. All right. Like, I feel like that note, whatever note that is going slightly out of pitch. I feel like it's really dragging. also crackling a whole bunch. I don't know if that's just me. Maybe if it hears the drums, maybe. Something's going on with it though, for sure. That's better. I'd assume it would just be synced into whatever your core BPM is more than anything. But I guess it's also listening. Now if we add it in. But it's not really choosing like a sound I would want. But it is working, yeah. Like I would want something that's more that's decent. Pick the lowest note, go all the way bottom. It doesn't sound very appealing, honestly, but it works. Yeah. I mean, it does the thing that they said it would do, so that's good. But I kind of just like this. This is like the start of one of the things I could just listen to. Lo-fi. Lo-fi crackle. Okay, I'll see what we can turn this into, and then call it a day. It's a rainy day over here. I'm just keeping it simple like that. It's interesting that the one note sounds a little out of key when mixed in with everything. That works fine. what do we need to turn it into something before we call it? What about be 16. Decent. Okay, sound effects. I'm gonna use that wolf howl, just because I didn't get to in the last one. And I'm feeling wolfy. Oh, and it's like perfectly in key as well. Which is sweet. Oops. Holy lagging. Okay, we're almost there. That's actually, I was thinking of auto-tuning it. You're reading my mind on. Or we're just on the same wavelength. Okay. Oops. Keep sliding it up. Okay. Might sound weird what I'm doing. Why? Because Logic. I think it'll work. Or do you think it should go like slide down but just be auto-tuned? Like what it's normally doing. Oh yeah, you did say let it slide down. I missed that. Okay, fine, we'll try it out again. Oops. Oh wow, my fingers worked faster than the computer. Oh no. How far did I go? Dude. Okay. Let's go further forward a little bit here. Okay. We made it this far. Okay. Holy, I'm gonna have to restart the computer. Okay. Let's try that. Like that. Not coming down smoothly. So you think it needs to come down smoother? I don't know how I can do that. I have to like stretch it as well. And then I feel like it starts to drag. I actually don't want it 4 times either. Unless it kind of has like a call and response where one of them is maybe pitched. Like that. Oops. I go down. I don't know. I'll leave it there. But alright, let's see if we can find a couple more elements. And then keep an ambient track before you get off. Sure, why not? See if we can find one more element for this, and then we'll leave it. It needs a bit more of like a interesting drum pattern. Alright. Bassist shredding. Yeah. You got it. Is my metronome still on? Yeah. Something like that. I mean, I'll put it. Even if it's just, I'll put it in his hi-hat. A little slow on the draw at the end there, but we got the idea. No. Like that? No. Yeah, there you go. Okay. And then some sort of like layer for the clap, because it's kind of weak. And then we'll call it there. Where the heck? Why is it not working? Are you broken? Are you actually broken? Okay. Are you just... Dude. Oh my goodness. It doesn't like me right now. Do I need to like restart my keyboard? Did I press something by accident? No. Okay. That's working. Weird. It just needs something to like make that clap go longer. But I want something that sounds more interesting than what's here, which could be making it. That kind of works. Nah, screw it. I think we just let it roll for now. I think for a little bit of messing around, that's got a cool vibe. It's in a good spot. Come back to it later. Yeah, I think so too. I think that's a good way to do it. Boop. Nice. All right, Dommy boy. Show me what you got. Is it in Discord already? It is. OMG. Let's check it out, brother. Kind of looks like a caveman. Say I made that ages ago. This sounds very tribal, which matches the image. Tribal ambient. Is that a new genre? It'd be cool to have like birds chirping and other sounds. Been around since the 80s, I think. Probably. I mean, it's probably been around since the tribal ages. So. Yeah, it'd be really cool to capture like the landscapes of tribal outdoor life. You should immerse yourself in the tribes of somewhere in the world and get the soundscapes and then turn it into an album. That'd be cool. Interesting stuff. Just flipping all this random foreign stuff. It reminds me of something that I made actually. If I just show you something quickly. This was from a while ago. I was just like searching up random Peruvian music. Did I call it Peru song? What the hell is this? The heck did I call it? The only way I know to find myself is through one song. This one, Alpaca Song. I just layered a couple things and turned it into a tune. And they just managed to work so perfectly. Sample this one Peruvian album. Heck yeah. It's kind of funny that my most popular song is the one that just doesn't include my voice. Brutal. You like it? Yeah, I don't know, just I found this like backing thing, sampled it, and then found this woman singing and just put it right on top of it, and it just worked. I think this song in total took me like 10 minutes. I can't really take credit for it, to a degree. And then I just looped the end of her vocal, and that was it. Yeah, that was cool. And then just faded it out. Simple. Top 5 songs my voice isn't on it. People, man, they just don't get it. They don't understand it. I've been sampling the Blind Street Musicians of Cusco Peruvian harp and mandolin. Nice. That's a fun project. Alright, I'm gonna go get myself some water. But nice hanging with you, Dom. Good day today. I enjoyed our stream. Enjoyed making some music, chatting, talking meditation and growth and self-development. The goal is to keep these Tuesdays going. See what happens. So, yeah, man. Good time today. See you around, and enjoy your day. Catch you later.